above the mortal world, far beyond the skies humanity would ever dare to imagine. There existed a realm of unending splendor, a place where the light of the Creator did not merely shine. It sustained existence itself. Golden towers rose endlessly, their peaks brushing the edges of eternity. Divine energy flowed like rivers of living light, winding through the celestial realm, binding every corner to the Creator's will. There, the sons of God stood united, not in fear, not in ambition, but in harmony. Their forms radiated purity and grace, their purpose singular, their hearts at peace. They lived to serve. Their eyes were fixed upon the throne. The very air vibrated with celestial melodies, a symphony so perfect that time itself seemed to pause and listen. In that realm, there was no strife, no division, no rebellion. Only communion, only glory, only light. And yet, within that perfection, something stirred. A single thought, quiet, almost imperceptible. A heart turned inward. Once filled completely with the Creator's glory, it began to wonder. Not aloud, not defiantly, but persistently. Is this the only path? The question echoed in the stillness, and in that echo, doubt was born. Like a whisper carried on a breath of silence, it slipped into the angel's mind. A seed, small, unnoticed, but alive. That seed did not remain alone for long. Thoughts grew heavier. Desire followed curiosity. The whisper changed tone. Freedom, power, a destiny not defined by obedience. What began as contemplation became longing. And longing became ambition. Words were spoken, carefully chosen, beautifully shaped. They ignited something dormant in the hearts of others. One by one, they gathered, not in the open, not in the light, but in secret. The angel who once questioned now stood among them as a voice, then as a guide, then as a leader. Promises were made, a kingdom of their own, a future unbound by the Creator's will. The celestial realm, once indivisible, began to fracture. Each heart was faced with a choice: remain in harmony or follow the call of rebellion. Some wavered, others stood firm. Among the faithful, loyalty burned brighter than temptation. They would not turn. But the rebellion grew, bold, numerous, determined. And when the final declaration was spoken, a vow to overthrow the throne, the heavens trembled. Light collided with shadow. Harmony shattered. Eternity itself seemed to recoil. The first war had begun. At the precipice of choice, the rebel leader stood still. Behind him, the voices of the faithful rose, a plea, a cry born of love and grief. Return. But the darkness ahead called louder. It promised more. A vision unfolded, a world where power ruled, where giants would walk as gods among men. From the golden throne, the Creator's presence reached out, gentle, unyielding, a final call, a beacon of hope against the growing shadow. Conflict tore through the rebel's being. Devotion pulled one way, power pulled the other. Then, a step. The choice was made. The heavens wept, light faltered, and the storm was unleashed. The celestial realm fractured, torn apart by rebellion's weight. The rebel fell, downward, into darkness, toward a world unprepared. Earth. The descent marked the beginning of a new age, an age of gods and giants. As the breach closed, the fallen were hurled downward, their wings, once pure, now stained with shadow. Below, humanity gazed upward in terror and awe. When the rebel struck the earth, the ground split open. The land bore the scar of his arrival. From the crater he rose, no longer of light, not fully of darkness, but something in between. "Do not fear," he said, his voice calm, commanding. "We bring knowledge, power, and a new order." Humanity knelt, and the fallen stood united. The boundary was broken. Earth was claimed. The sacred laws were shattered. The fallen united with the daughters of men. From those unions, the Nephilim were born. Giants. Their strength was unnatural. Their growth unstoppable. The earth trembled beneath their steps. At first humanity marveled. Then they feared. Then they submitted. The Nephilim ruled through force. They enslaved mankind. Cities were built by blood and bone. Nature recoiled before their savagery. Those who resisted were crushed. They declared themselves gods of the earth, and the world withered beneath them. In the heavens, there was mourning. Creation had been broken. The cries of the oppressed rose like thunder. The Creator looked upon the earth, and judgment was decided. The skies opened. Rain fell. A warning, a cleansing, and amid the corruption, one man was called Noah.